Good morning, guys, and welcome to iPunt Smart. Yet another best bet yesterday in the lucky last, feathered the nest, and that makes it 7 out of the last 8 days. Best bet winning, the other one, Helen's Blush, running second. Not bad. Let's see what we can do today in the soft conditions at Kenilworth. There's been some rain. And good to soft conditions. There was rain all around, so I don't know why it says 24 hours null and 7 days null, because yeah, I was definitely part of that rain. So in the first, Dragonfly is all the rage, but I'm not too convinced at that kind of price, to be quite honest with you. So I'm going to add Mr. Frosty in my buy pot. My third choice is probably Travel Master, due to his best exact course and distance bat CD and some unknown here with some gelding here on Travel Master, and then Debonair, Buffalo Thorn, Coffee Break, Chestnut Cove, and Double Superlative. Yeah, Dragonfly might well win, and Candace Bass Robinson seems to be having quite a decent day by the looks of the ratings, but yeah, it's too short in the market for me. In the second, here I am going with good place value on Adira and Seeking Peace, maybe a little more on Seeking Peace, because Adira hasn't proven to me that the 1200 Kenilworth is good enough, and on top of that, it's soft going, so it will feel a little bit further on the soft going, where Seeking Peace has done the 1200 Kenilworth in soft, and has done the 1200 Kenilworth in good condition with the best exact course and distance 5.92. And on top of that, that was with Callan Murray with 57 kilos on board. This last race on the 60 kilos was from a bad draw with a different jockey, Ryan Munger. And back to Callan Murray on board, and also a bit of intent shown on Steels replaced with Alamites. I think Seeking Peace is not a bad little runner here. Adira is the next best for me, because Adam Walker's only got the one for the day, and he's done some good runs recently. He was backed in 8 to 7, 4.5 to 3.3, a 5 and a 4 bat figure. Shows twice that he can do that, 5 and 4 bats. So can Seeking Peace with a 3 and a 5, and he just has to prove that he can do the 1200 in the soft. Queen Mercury is another that I think is not too far off here, and then a Manzimtoti. I'm sure Candace will try and win the first 2 races, but in saying that, 1000 Durbanville and a 1200 Kenilworth is a lot different. He does have the best bat, 42, 84, 168 in bat C, so he might very well win if he is good enough for the 1200 at Kenilworth. But yeah, in the buy pot, I'm going 1, 10, 8, 6, and also 11. Silver Darling, which is a first timer from Justin Snaith, and I'm not overly impressed by these guys, so I'd rather be taking a little bit of cover here. Maybe the top 4 on Seeking Peace for me is the best option here. So 1, 10, 8, 6, 11, although I am quite sure Manzimtoti might very well win in the PA 1, 10, 8, 6. In the third year, I think it should be a race between Captain Dizzy, Zalpa and Moonrock, but Ticket to Ride does have the best overall ranking and does get the tongue tie on, and Matthew the King is the other Greg Enion runner, with Greg Shane being booked, and Greg Shane has some hidden 7.19 on the bat figures, which is better than Ticket to Ride 9.7. So I've gone with 1, 2, 7, 12 and 5. Captain Dizzy is Zalpa, Moonrock, Ticket to Ride and Matthew the King as my first 5. I've also added 4, 3, 13 and 8 in my pick 6. Benjamin, Fort Red, Rostropovich and Alter Ego. That's probably due for some improvement from a Crawford Reek stable, with Craig Zaki on board now with a long break and the best Bromwell Curve. In the fourth, I've made this my best bet for the day, KT Toe. And I've banked that in my bipod, taking a bit of a chance in my bipod and in my PA and in my small pick six, my what I call the Range Rover pick six. I have put the banker KT Toe in here in the spirit of trying to get another best bet out there. And the reason being is quite simple, is last run. The last run of KT Toe, after the 8th of January, when Richard Fourie was riding, he was only doing a 22.6 on the back figure. He came back 5 months later, after he did show a lot of support in his earlier runs, as if the public was thinking that he's good enough. And he came in soft going and he won by 7 lengths. And he also won in a 5.01 bat figure. Now, if I go down the field here, nothing gets anywhere close to that 5.01 bat figure. Maybe Celtic Knight here on 8.42, which is still 4 lengths behind, but he was drifting in the market on that day, so as if he's not quite ready yet. And looking further down here, there is not much else here. So what I've done is I have banked KT Toe in my small pick six, and in my larger pick six, I think Tallahassee, since he's done a feature here, mini feature here, and Glenn Cotson takes Morne Winnaar, the stable jockey, back on board, although Morne Winnaar didn't do much in the first time he did get on Tallahassee. He does have the best adjusted time, speed rating, form, and the exact course, exact distance, bat CD or blue bat on that one run in the favorite or in the feature race. So KT Toe for me the best bet to beat Tallahassee, and maybe then Celtic Knight and Granny's Moon, the 2 Brett Crawford runners, next best. In the 5th race, yeah, I feel pretty much the whole field can win this race. And I looked at this from all different angles, and the thing that bothered me the most was the swapping around of jockeys suggesting that there's something going on here. The only jockey that wasn't buggering around is Keegan the Miller on Dean Cunninghama's horse, but just making sure that I can just show you what I mean with that is Carty stays on here, but I know Carty also likes running for Snaith, which is a bit of a bother for me. Grant van Niekerk gets back on starboard. Clinton Bantan gets on Xavier Carstens. For some reason, Richard Fourie is not on Lilac Sensation, but Sandile Mbele is, and Richard Fourie is at the course. And Pretty Betty Andrews gets on board, which is weird because Andrews was on Gimme 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 previously and now jumps on Pretty Betty. And then Keegan the Miller is the one that stays consistent. And then Andrews was also previously on Ballroom Blitz, but Ozzy Noach gets on there now, and Greg Shane gets on Gimme Gimme Gimme. So looking at the intentions here, it seems that Gimme 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 is going to be trying with Greg Shane, but in saying that, Greg Shane did not do anything on his previous exact course and distance in a mini feature F100 when Shane was on board. So he also didn't do much on the bat figures, which also seems for me then that is not somewhere to go. And you also have Silver Tiara at the bottom with Morne Winnaar. So looking at all these figures, it's up and down and everywhere on these bat figures, which suggests to me that I'm not concerned. If I had to, I'll probably go with Gimme 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 as my value here. But yeah, number 8 Lilac Sensation, probably due for the double with KT Toe, and maybe Richard Fourie wants more money out of the double, so he puts Mbele on board and is very confident that Mbele will still win and Lilac is still that good, considering that he's had a lot of backing as well. So yeah, these trainers, they take a lot of chances, and they are blatantly obvious when they try and put the market into a different direction. So maybe that's what he's trying to do with Sandile Mbele here. And then Dad's Catch is another one. Grant van Niekerk's back on starboard, and he has done pretty decent on his 1600 Kenilworth with Grant on first and second at the course and distance Blue Bat course. So I couldn't really figure out what's going on here. Secret Depths, maybe the place top 4 option here, since he's very much in the places all the time. I don't like this race. To be quite honest with you, I've just taken the field here to get through it, because the trainers are clearly doing something here that I don't like. Unfortunately, that is what they do, and the authorities allows them to do it, so we keep on doing it, as you could see with Shamango Kumalo yesterday running second and not getting past Corne Species horse. In race 6, here I tend to lean to Santa Maria, and I think there's more for Santa Maria in the pipeline here. It does have the most categories covered: best overall ranking, greeny points, exotic ranking, speed rating, exact distance, form, and all the bat figures by not a lot, but by a little. So he's my first choice, Santa Maria, and then Quintus Light is my second choice. Santa Maria's also got the best exact course and distance, Blue Bat, but looking at the P stats, 31 races, 40% on the favorite. So that means that Winter Mosaic and Kissing Point is probably also needed to be included in this. Treasure Hunt is now getting a tongue tie fitted, which will bring him closer, and Mercury Rising is the one with the best bat C and a 30% to win, which could be another reason for Justin Snaith just to con the public when the favorite is Winter Mosaic. So another race where anything can happen. I'm hoping Candice Bass Robinson will just take double here on Santa Maria and African Rain in the next. In race 7, African Rain is my top choice. Again, the best bat 42, bat 84, bat 168, and bat CD by quite a little bit, almost 4 lengths here to Ravensthorpe. So I'll make him my first choice. Justin Snaith and Ravensthorpe my second choice. Candice Bass Robinson with Keegan the Miller my third choice on Trip of Fortune, which also has a 30% bat curve on to win here, and a 35 on Super Rule percentage, and a 30% on intent. So again, a small race where the trainers can just almost wanted to swear around and decide how they want to play it to get the best reward. Others to consider: Danilo Danilovic, another Snaith runner with Mokotwa booked, and has some decent bat figures here, considering the second best behind African Rain prior to his long rest. So another race that I can't really like, even Persistence. If you look at the collateral form and Persistence on his very last runs here, onto Never Ending Rain, 19th of April, Persistence was 4th on the 1000 Kenilworth. He's carrying 2 less. He was 2.95 behind the winner, and Never Ending Rain was on that exact same day 8th, and he's also carrying 2 lengths, and there was 4 lengths behind, 6.8, 2.95. So on that one run, Persistence also has to be given a chance, and Sandili has been riding pretty well of late. So another race I do not like much. I ended up going with 1, 6, 7, and 2 in the PA, but I've also added the 4 and the 5 in the pick 6, although I'm hoping that this is Candice Bass double with Santa Maria. And then in the very last race, I'm hoping that this is Katie Toe and Giacomo Puccini, Justin Snaith's double. But he does not have the best bat 42. He does, however, have the best bat CD by a lot more than All Lit Up. But All Lit Up is an only runner for Eric Sands, and Greg Shane is taking the ride with the best greeny points, the best exotic ranking. Looking at the P stats, 40 races that we've done in the Class C 1400 at Kenilworth, and the percentages isn't very high, which means that we could see an upset here as well. I have gone Giacomo Puccini, All Lit Up, What a Man, Jamila double charge into my PA, and then I've even added John's Man, which is an only runner for Billy Prestage that does get Keegan the Miller on board, and he does have very serious bat figures of 3rd in the field for a 12-to-1 shot, and now getting Keegan de Miller on board. It does mean that he is probably considering 14 into 5-to-1 being backed on the last time and just missing out. The 1600 clearly suited him, because he was very close to winning on that race. Even though he was 6th, he was 1.2 lengths behind the winner in some very respectable bat figures here. So another that I definitely have to include here. So yeah, it turns out to be quite a little bit of a tricky affair. If the trainers were honest every day, it wouldn't have been that tricky, but there is a lot of places where they can actually just take everyone for granted. Even what a man at the bottom here, best median speed, best form, best bat curve, and a very good blue bat before the rest on almost not even a length behind, all lit up here after the rest, now coming over the different distance. Again, very tricky affair. Just want to show you what we mean by the jockey trainer combos like we did yesterday. You can, yes, sort of try and gauge how life would work out for you. And if you want to combine your jockey trainer detail points here with your actual race, say you want to go to race 1, you have to be on race 1 here as well to switch on your collateral form for race 1. So you can actually then go and check your collateral form with your JTR detail as well in race 1. So in this word, so if you hover over here, Dragonfly being the top rated, it doesn't have any collateral form, but you can check your collateral form in these races as long as your top and your JTR detail is both on the same number of race. Race 4 will give you collateral form for Katie Toe for race 4, which is our best bet here with a 1.22 ahead on Tallahassee, and then the 2 Crawford runners here. So a lot to consider. I just want to show you how that affects things. If you look at yesterday, you'll see what I actually mean. If you look at the JTR combo here, it actually showed a lot of Spies yesterday, and Spies did really well. I'll just let that load and update all the results of yesterday so you can see what I actually mean. And you can sort of look at how that story would pan out for the jockeys and for the trainers on the day. I don't know why it's taking so long now to actually do that. Let's just go to JTR detail in the morning. Oh, that's still the same, so wonder why this is taking. Here we go. So what I'm essentially saying is, on your JTR detail, like in the last race, your best bet was clearly St. John Grey with a 1.14 ahead on Feather the Nest. And if you look at the JTR combos here, you can look at the trainers and see, okay, Corner Spies 1 second 1 1. So he's having a great day, and so you can actually see how your trainers are doing. Paul Matchett was a third, and another third. Paul Peter first, fourth, third, second. So you can sort of look at your favorites and say, well, if he didn't do any good on his previous time when he also clearly had a chance, then he's probably not on the right mood for the day to perform, and that does help in your overall. You can also look at, this is the trainer's view. You can also look at the jockey's view by just clicking on the jockey here, and that will show you what does each jockey have in each race for the day, to see how the jockey has planned his day. So like Gavin Lorena, yeah, that's all his rides for the day. And you can see, well, Lyle Hewitson, he won for Terry, and then he won for Terry again, and he only had 2 for Terry. If I go back to my trainers, you'll see that Terry was clearly looking for Lyle to bring him the 2 winners. He didn't get anything from Danielson, but he got what he needed from Lyle. That's it from me, guys. I hope to speak to you again soon. Have a great day.